big thing about my company Pryzm is that we're trying to make sense of the defense ecosystem, and so I really wanted to take a look at who's got great contract momentum right now, who's got a mission fit right now. Obviously, Anduril and Shield are two of the biggest names. They've got great contracts, but I didn't want to just make my ranking based on who's got the most money, but really who's got the most velocity, and I'm not even a VC to say that. So I think that's a pretty smart one, Garuth. Quote me on that. So my first one, my number 5, actually going down the list is going to be Shield AI. So I'm putting them down at the list, not because there's other companies we looked at. They're definitely in my top 5. As Mike said, their operating system, HiveMind, is incredible. It's a great way to build out programs of record. But I think that there's other companies on the list that I want to call out more. But still, Shield AI is one of the best American companies out there today. So shout out to that team. Leave that there. All right, next up, number 4 for me, Boston company. That's not why I'm picking them. Merlin Labs. I really like their dual use play. So they have a lot of really solid contracts. Most recently being an over $100 million contract with SOCOM. That's actually an OTA talking about just this week. We saw a lot of momentum around that type of contracting vehicle. They're moving it. They're showing folks how it's done with both the hardware and software play. Merlin Labs, number 4. Number 3, shout out to the San Diego fam at Firestorm Labs. Love what these guys are doing, mostly from a product perspective. They really think about the end-to-end user experience of the operator. They're also building for the future fight while also still sustaining the current one. So shout out to Dan and the team at Firestorm. My top 2. This one was tough. I'm going to first go with number 2 as Neros. So earlier stage company, but a ton of velocity right now. I think we're seeing in the war in Ukraine that first-person viewing has been a huge tactical advantage. And so I think Neros is doing an amazing job with it. They also got a ton of momentum right now. So shout out to Neros. And then last but not least, to round it out, my number 1 is Skydio. And I think this is motivated by more of a global perspective that the world does need a better competitor to DJI. And I think it needs to be an American company. And so what Skydio is doing for both commercial and the government market is incredible. They got a great product, as Mike talked about, with their docking system. They're my number 1 company. Those are my 5.
There it is. All right, gentlemen. That is a power ranking right there.